Imagine for a moment that within you exists a stronger, wiser, and more unstoppable version of yourself than you have ever been. Not a fantasy, not an unattainable ideal, but a fire that already burns deep within you, waiting to be unleashed. What holds you back? Fear, doubt, excuses. The Stoics understood this better than anyone. The enemy is not outside of you, but within. Your weaknesses are not chains, they are tests. And each one of them is a door that, if you dare to cross, will lead you to a level of power you can't even imagine. Today, we won't talk about empty motivation. We will talk about transformation, about destroying everything that limits you and rebuilding yourself with an unbreakable mindset. It's time to leave behind the fragile version of yourself. It's time to face adversity with the gaze of a warrior. It's time to take full control of your life. Welcome to the path of Stoicism. Master your emotions before they master you. Emotions are powerful, but they can also be a deadly trap if left unchecked. Anger, fear, and anxiety can turn you into a slave to your impulses. Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot control what we feel, we can control how we respond. Every time a negative emotion arises, stop and ask yourself, is it really worth losing control over this? The Stoics practiced emotional discipline through reflection and self-control. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic emperors, wrote, "If you are troubled by something external, the pain is not due to the thing itself but to your interpretation of it." This means that the way you choose to perceive a situation determines how it will affect you. Train your mind to respond instead of react. Practice deep breathing, rational thinking, and acceptance of the inevitable. Do not let your emotions rule you. Comfort is the enemy of progress. When you avoid discomfort, you deny yourself the opportunity to grow. The Stoics knew that pain and difficulty are not enemies, but allies on the path to strength. Epictetus said, "Do not seek for things to happen as you wish, but wish for them to happen as they do, and you will live without trouble." This means that instead of running from effort and hardship, we must embrace them as part of the process. If you want to be strong, learn to endure physical strain. If you want to be wise, confront ideas that challenge your thinking. If you want to be emotionally stable, resist the urge to complain and victimize yourself. Every time you face a difficult situation, remind yourself, this is part of the process. This is making me stronger. Stop justifying your mediocrity. Excuses are the refuge of the weak. Every time you tell yourself you don't have time, that you weren't born with talent, or that it's too hard, you reinforce the prison of your own mediocrity. The Stoics teach that the only way to improve is to take full responsibility for your life. You cannot change what you refuse to acknowledge. Be honest with yourself. How many times have you postponed an important change? How many times have you convinced yourself that tomorrow would be the day you finally started? The truth is, tomorrow is an illusion. You only have the present to act. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Eliminate the victim mentality and adopt a warrior mindset. If something in your life is not as you want it to be, do something about it. Don't wait for perfect circumstances. Act with what you have. Excellence is not a divine gift. It is the result of consistency, discipline, and the willingness to do what others refuse to do. If you keep justifying your mediocrity, you will remain trapped in it. It's time to break the cycle and take control. Make discipline a way of life. Discipline is not a one-time act, it is a constant commitment. If you are disciplined only when you feel motivated, you are not disciplined. You are emotionally reactive, and emotions are fleeting, unstable, and deceptive. Motivation is a spark, but discipline is the fire that burns without going out. The Stoics understood that true freedom does not lie in indulgence, but in self-mastery. Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." This is the key. Discipline begins when you stop justifying your distractions and take control of every moment. Making discipline a lifestyle means doing what is right, regardless of how you feel. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment, but about acting even when laziness, doubt, or discomfort try to stop you. Every day you postpone what you need to do, you become weaker. Every day you act despite internal resistance, you become stronger. The key is repetition. What you do once is an act, what you repeat is a habit, what you uphold with conviction defines your character. A disciplined person does not negotiate with their mind about whether to wake up early, exercise, or pursue their purpose. They simply do it. If you truly want to unlock your potential, stop being a victim of your impulses. Use discipline as a weapon to sculpt yourself. Don't wait to feel ready. Don't wait to be in the mood, and don't wait for a miracle. Act again and again until effort becomes your second nature. Embrace solitude and learn to be with yourself. Most people fear solitude because they have become accustomed to running from themselves, surrounding themselves with noise, distractions, and superficial company. Not because they enjoy it, but because they fear being alone with their own thoughts. But the Stoic does not see solitude as punishment. He sees it as an opportunity. Marcus Aurelius said, "Nowhere can man find a quieter and more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." Learning to be alone is one of the greatest signs of strength. When you can enjoy your own company, it means you have cultivated a peaceful mind, a strong mentality, and an inner purpose that does not depend on others. You don't need validation. You don't need constant distractions. You only need clarity to move forward. Solitude is not isolation. It does not mean disconnecting from the world, but rather learning not to depend on it for your well-being. It is in moments of solitude that you can reflect, question yourself, and build the best version of yourself, and ask yourself, who am I when no one is watching? Am I living according to my principles, or am I just acting to fit in? The weak fear solitude because in it, they confront their fears, insecurities, and uncomfortable truths. But the strong embrace it, knowing that in silence lies true wisdom. Do not seek to fill every moment with noise. Learn to listen to your inner voice. Make solitude an ally, not an enemy. If you can be alone and feel whole, you will never truly be alone. And when you engage with the world, you will do so from a place of strength, not from need. 6. Reduce mental noise and focus on the essential. Your mind is a battlefield. Every day, thousands of thoughts compete for your attention. Useless worries, doubts, other people's opinions, constant distractions. If you don't learn to reduce mental noise, you'll live trapped in a vortex of chaos, unable to focus on what truly matters. The Stoics knew that mental clarity is power. Epictetus said, "It is not what happens to you that harms you, but how you interpret it." Most people suffer not because of events themselves, but because of the tangled web of disordered thoughts surrounding them. They worry about what they cannot control, get lost in assumptions, and allow themselves to be dragged into drama. But a Stoic does not let his mind become his enemy. Reducing mental noise doesn't mean shutting out the world. It means training your mind to filter out the irrelevant. Ask yourself constantly, is this just a distraction? Is this under my control? Does this bring me closer to my purpose, or does it pull me away? By applying this filter, you will eliminate the unnecessary and focus only on the essential. Practice absolute presence. When you work, work. When you rest, rest. When you speak with someone, truly listen. Don't live trapped in the past or anxious about the future. Stay where you truly have power, the present. Mental noise is a prison you build yourself, but the good news is that you also hold the key. Every time you choose to focus on the essential and discard the useless, you move closer to your true potential. Peace of mind is not found, it is built, and only those who master their minds can conquer their lives. 7. Control what you consume, mind and body. You are the result of what you consume, not only physically but mentally. The food you eat either builds or destroys your energy. The information you absorb either strengthens or weakens your thinking. Discipline applies not only to action but also to selection. The Stoics understood that self-control was the key to a virtuous life. Seneca warned, "What matters is not how much we read, but how we read it." Today, this teaching is more relevant than ever. We live in an era of information overload, where meaningless content can occupy space in your mind without you realizing it. What are you feeding yourself? Is it useful knowledge or just noise distracting you? The same applies to your body. You cannot aspire to a strong mind if you neglect what you eat, if you don't move your body, if you allow laziness and self-indulgence to dictate your habits. A weak body leads to a weak mind. An undisciplined spirit results in a life without direction. Start seeing everything you consume as an investment. Does it make you stronger or weaker? Does it give you clarity, or does it fill you with chaos? Does it bring you closer to your potential, or does it keep you stuck? It's not just about avoiding the negative, but choosing what truly adds value. Feed your mind with philosophy, reflection, and learning. Nourish your body with foods that give you energy and endurance. Don't allow your life to be filled with mental and physical junk. What you consume shapes you, it defines you. If you want to be strong, be precise in what you allow inside. 8. Turn every obstacle into an opportunity. The weak see obstacles as excuses, the strong see them as tests. The Stoics understood that life is not about avoiding difficulties, but using them to grow. Marcus Aurelius stated it clearly. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Every problem, every failure, every difficulty is an opportunity in disguise. But you will only see it if you train your mind to respond instead of react. If, when faced with an obstacle, you complain, give up, or look for someone to blame, you weaken yourself. But if you ask yourself, how can I use this situation? You turn the problem into an advantage. Think about the greatest people in history. Did anyone achieve anything without obstacles? No. Adversity was their forge. Pain was their teacher. Resistance was their training. Every obstacle can teach you patience, creativity, strength, or resilience if you choose to see it that way. Make this perspective a rule for life. When facing a problem, look for the opportunity within it. Did you lose something? Maybe you needed to let it go. Did someone betray you? Now you know whom not to trust. Did you fail? Now you have a map of what doesn't work. Everything has value if you choose to extract it. Most people waste their energy resisting the inevitable, but you are a Stoic. Accept reality and adapt. Use every blow to grow stronger. Turn every obstacle into a stepping stone, not a wall. The path will never be easy, but if you change your mindset, every difficulty will become a weapon that brings you closer to your true potential. 9. Self-discipline is the key to true freedom. Most people believe that freedom means doing whatever they want, whenever they want. But that is not freedom. It is slavery disguised, slavery to impulses, laziness, and fleeting desires. True freedom is not the absence of control, but mastery over oneself, and the only key to achieving it is self-discipline. The Stoics understood that those who do not control themselves are doomed to be controlled by their emotions, habits, and circumstances. Epictetus said, "No one is free if they are not master of themselves." If you rely on motivation to act, you are a slave to your mood. If you cannot say no to distractions, you are chained to them. If you don't force yourself to do what is necessary, then someone else will do it for you. Self-discipline is not repression, it is power. It is the ability to act with determination, regardless of how you feel. It means waking up early when you want to sleep longer, working when no one is watching, training when laziness tempts you, standing firm in your principles when the world pushes you in another direction. The paradox is this: the more disciplined you are, the freer you become. If you master your habits, you control your destiny. If you train your mind and body, no one can break you. If you choose what is right instead of what is easy, you move forward while others remain stuck. Look at it this way: every decision you make strengthens a version of yourself. Which one are you feeding, the strong or the weak? Self-discipline is not a punishment, it is the path to a life without limits. Do not let fleeting desires destroy your greatness. 11. Find meaning in every action. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to fall into the habit of going through the motions without questioning the why behind each action. Many people drift through life without purpose, simply following routines because it's expected, or because it's the path of least resistance. But Stoicism teaches us something crucial. Every action should have a clear and meaningful purpose. You cannot reach your highest potential without intention behind everything you do. Seneca once said, "It is not that we have little time, but that we waste much of it." If your actions lack purpose, you are wasting your life. Ask yourself, why do you wake up every morning? Why do you work? Why do you engage with the people around you? If your answers do not align with your values, your growth, or your mission, then you are letting time slip away without fully using its power. The key is to align every action with your principles. If you work, do it to create value, not just to earn a paycheck. If you learn, do it to improve yourself, not just to collect knowledge. Even in relationships, seek growth, respect, and understanding, not just temporary satisfaction. True freedom comes when you live with purpose in every action. Life is not a series of empty tasks. If you bring meaning to even the smallest moments, every action becomes a stepping stone toward your best self. Live intentionally, and you'll see how everything you do propels you closer to your full potential. 12. Master the hard until it becomes easy. Most people look for the easy way, the path that demands the least effort. the shortcut that saves time and pain. But taking the easy route will never lead to greatness. True transformation happens when you confront challenges head-on, when you embrace struggle instead of avoiding it. The Stoics understood this well. Seneca said, "What does not kill you makes you stronger." This is more than just a motivational quote. It's a fundamental truth. Growth comes from discomfort, from pushing yourself beyond what feels possible. At first, anything worthwhile will feel difficult. Self-discipline, emotional control, learning new skills, improving your body and mind. All of these demand sacrifice, but the more you practice them, the more natural they become. The key is consistency. Stop searching for shortcuts to avoid effort, because only effort leads to mastery. When you face difficulty, your mind will resist. Pain, fatigue, and frustration will try to hold you back. But if you persist day after day, what once seemed impossible will become second nature. Repeated effort reshapes the difficult into the effortless. Personal growth is never easy, but the more you commit to it, the more seamlessly it integrates into your life. What once felt like a burden will become routine, and what once exhausted you will become the very force that drives you forward. Do what is hard until it becomes easy, and you will unlock the true power of perseverance. If you've made it this far, it means you're serious about your growth and committed to eliminating the weaknesses that hold you back from your full potential. Remember, everything we've discussed, from self-discipline to embracing challenges, are powerful tools that can transform your life. The journey is not easy, but every step toward your best self brings you closer to the freedom you seek. If this video inspired you, don't forget to like it and share it with friends and family who are striving to improve themselves. Help spread this message of strength and self-mastery so that more people can break free from their limitations. Also, subscribe so you don't miss the next video, where we'll explore how Stoicism can help you live with purpose and achieve your greatest goals. See you in the next video,